We in the last series we discussed the the importance of turning to Hashem when it comes to medical matters, and in fact, all of the difficulties Hashem sends us, the underlining reason behind every single one. You might have a child or a spouse who has serious psychological, emotional issues. You might have major financial problems. You might be millions and millions of dollars in debt. As one friend of mine, he's facing a loss of $70 million, right? You can imagine what duress he's under. You might have a difficulty with your child. He has left Torah observance. He is facing serious difficulties in life, challenges. Right? You might have a challenge. Your challenge might be in your health, as we said. Right? You might yourself be facing serious medical issues, as I myself am in my family. And what is the purpose of all this? Hu'hetiv, hu'meitiv, hu'yetiv lanu. Hashem's chesed is infinite. As Rav Shimon Galoi told me, whatever Hashem does is an infinite chesed. Every action is thought out, it's analyzed. Major companies, they spend billions and billions of dollars on development and research, right? Or research and development, R&D, right? Research and development. Hashem's research and development is infinite before any action comes into this world. Right? We know how it works. Right? There's the Or Ein Sof. It filters down this world through Ak, through Erech Ampin, Atik Yom Erech Ampin, Abba Ve'ima, Isa, Nuk, to this world through Atzilus, Bria, Yitzir, and Asio. All of the Ashpah, the Mat that comes down to this world, by the time anything comes to this world, it's already manifesting itself in a physical form. It's perfect. It couldn't be one iota better. Every single thing that's happening to you in your life is absolute perfection. It's for Hashem. It has Hashem's name signed on it as well. Right? Every single thing that happens to you has Hashem's name signed on it. It's absolute perfection. Right? But the question is, so why though? Why does Hashem make it difficult? And this is a question we've dealt with many times. And I'm going to suggest to you today an answer, which I've said many times, but I'm saying a little bit different fashion. Right? Hashem wants us to reach the absolute highest levels of Amunah. Right? How can that happen? How can a physical being connect to the Bori Olam, who's complete Or Ein Sof, who's complete spirituality? And the answer is that you have to get to that point. There's a point that you have to get to. And that point is the point where you recognize that there's absolutely no hope, nothing, zero. Not the doctors, not even, what Chazal say, not even a fox's tooth around your neck. Right? Nothing, absolutely nothing. The only hope that you could have is the Bori Olam. The Bori Olam is the only place to turn. There's no other place to turn except for the Bori Olam. And when you reach that point, right, and especially in the middle of your tefillas, when you reach that point of absolute clarity that there is no hope except for the Bori Olam, that's the beginning of the Yeshua. Because then you've hit a point called Keser. You've hit the point called Keser, which is Hashem's ultimate Ratzon. And you've come to understand, you've come to grasp, right, why Hashem has brought this sorrow upon you. The reason that Hashem has brought this sorrow upon you is in order that you should come to the recognition of that Hashem is the only source of salvation. Ein od milvado, there is no other source of salvation except for the Bori Olam. He's the only address at all times. But how do you come to that recognition? The only way you can come to that recognition is when every source of intelligence that you have has been nullified. Yeah, every source of logical salvation has been trashed, as it were. And now you realize that the only source is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that is called Keser. That's called Bokeh Shamayim. That's called you ripped open the heavens with your tefillas, and you come to the absolute clarity that there is no salvation except for HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this place. And every place is exceedingly more difficult. It's increasingly more difficult. When you come to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that He can help you, have a loaf of bread, that's one level. But when you come to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and say, I'm standing to lose $70 million, right? As Ayin Dalit Ben Yud is facing such thing, yeah, my friend. Right? When you come to that recognition That's a much higher recognition of Amunah. And that's where Hashem wants to get you to. Hashem wants to get you to that position. He wants to get you to that place where you have the ultimate level of Amunah higher and higher and higher. And there's infinite levels of Amunah. Infinite levels of Amunah, and each person can get there according to the koach of his neshama, right? And the more difficult, right? I spoke to someone yesterday who's got divorced. His wife has a serious psychological condition, right? And I spoke to someone yesterday who was separated from her husband for very, very, very incredibly difficult reasons. I spoke to someone yesterday who has serious medical issues that are unbelievably difficult. I spoke to someone yesterday whose parnasa is ala panim, as they say, so difficult. So many people, right, who I speak to every day, including myself, who I talk to when I'm talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm talking to myself and my Shama. So many people are facing such difficulties. Why? What is the reason, right? Why? The answer is to come to a clear level of munah, crystal clear, that the only address for salvation is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is the Borei Olam. Ein oid milvado. He brought you into this situation, and He can bring you out. He can take you out of the tzara. Umachnes v'umotzi. Right? He brought you in, and He can bring you out. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us in His infinite rachamim. His rachamim is infinite. V'chastecha atzumim. Rachamecha atzumim. Yeah, His infinite mercy and His infinite kindness. He should help every single person reach this madrega where they know that there is no source. And the only way you could do that is to use the best ishtadlus, and realize even the best is nothing. And when you get to that place, the best ishtadlus, you found a doctor who could really, really help you, did your research, and you use it, right? Even this medical assistance which we are seeking to fly to America, especially for that, since we've searched Israel high and low and have not found anyone who could help us. So, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll be flying to America. Again, I asked whoever's listening to the shir, please daven for Dila Yaakov and Nancy and Mishpachtei, that we should have a Yeshua Gedolah Ma'od, Yeshua Gedolah Ma'od, to be zeicha to Yeshua's, to see Hashem's hand clearly in our life, every single thing we do, every moment of the day. Because as the Ramban writes, from the Nisim HaNistarim, we come to recognize from the Nisim HaGluyim, from the open miracles, we see the Nisim HaNistarim, that everything is miraculous. Hashem should help us in all ways. Amen. Kein Ratzon.